Well, as gun crimes in Tennessee increased by almost 25% since 2013, we've learned gun thefts reach record highs in both the volunteer state as well as nationwide.
And the jump in thefts are partly the result of an increase in gun production and gun ownership. That's according to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Community watchdog Nate Morabito discovered some of those stolen guns are connected to violent crimes, including assaults, burglaries, drug crimes, kidnapping, and even murder.
Over the last 6 months, we've collected and reviewed stolen gun records from local police and sheriff's departments dating back 6 years. We matched at least 105 stolen guns that were later connected to other criminal investigations. One as far away as California, another just down the street, a shooting that left a beloved King University basketball player dead and others injured.
At 6'5", Deshaun Greer stood out.
He was caring. He was an individual.
But not just on the basketball court at King University.
He was a great guy.
Across campus, for all the right reasons.
He was funny because he was just different and he didn't really care what other people thought, but everyone liked him because he was so nice to everybody. Other King College students that maybe didn't fit in as well, he was their buddy.
He should know. Dylan Favor, one of Greer's best buddies.
Yeah, room 311.
And his roommate. In fact, Greer spent holidays and most Sundays.
How many Sundays are there in about 3 or 4 years?
At Favor's home in Bristol.
He was always cutting up and smiling and laughing.
But on a Sunday almost 4 years ago in Johnson City,
if I was out of town, I may have been there right with him.
A man with a history of violent charges and a stolen gun took away Greer's smile and laughter for good.
He was full of life, and seconds later he was dead.
Jamarcus Jackson's bullets hit other people too outside this former downtown Johnson City business, but those people survived.
It just didn't seem very fair.
Favor's best friend did not.
My son was crushed. You know, my adult son was destroyed at that moment. The phone call is heart-wrenching.
Just 6 months prior, 6 miles away,
it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Bobby Lady reported the same gun used in Greer's shooting death as stolen.
That was a brand new gun, had never been fired.
According to a police report, he told investigators when he came home, he found his front door open and guns missing.
Mine were locked up. Safe was taken off the hinges.
Lady, who calls himself a responsible gun owner,
I was devastated.
Is now living with the reality that he's not the only victim.
There was a hole in my heart that was going to be here forever. I cried and cried and cried when I found out what had happened to that young man.
We found the gun used in Greer's murder is one of at least 100 stolen from people in the Tri-Cities, eventually connected to crime since 2011. And that's not including the more than 600 other stolen guns recovered by investigators where the data isn't readily available.
It's something that, concerns us anytime that there's a weapon stolen.
Our analysis of police reports show while some thieves tried to sell the guns, others actually used them.
It's also a concern that stolen gun, could be used against just an individual.
The reports show people used those stolen guns to fire shots and threaten to blow a man's brains out. Others kept a gun nearby when asking for sexual favors and during fights and assaults, even during a reported kidnapping. All cases where police created criminal files. Then we found stolen guns connected to drug crimes, like the more than 40 Irwin police say they found inside a trailer.
Even when we have one firearm that's stolen, that very well may be responsible for dozens of criminal acts in the future.
We identified stolen guns linked to crimes all over the region and beyond. We even found one from Kingsport discovered in California. The pistol with a loaded magazine found in a man's front yard in Hayward, just 2 blocks away from this elementary school, not far from San Francisco. The gun showed up here nearly 3 years after its owner reported it stolen, when he said someone took it out of his nightstand. Stolen guns from other places ended up here too, their origins as far away as Virginia, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Texas, and even Alaska.
Firearms and the criminal element, they know no geographical boundary.
Federal Bureau of Investigation records show the number of guns reported lost or stolen increased nationwide every year between 2010 and 2015, up more than 20% during that time. The data shows during that same time period, Tennesseans reported more guns missing than people in all but 8 other states and the District of Columbia, more than 37,000 in all. The numbers increased by 9% between 2014 and 2015. That's when a new state law went into effect, allowing gun owners to leave their guns in their cars without a permit.
The criminal element also knows that law.
Since then, the number of concealed carry permit owners has skyrocketed too.
It does bother me.
While Don Reimer supports the change in law, he thinks cars are more of a target now because of it, and says gun owners need to be more responsible as a result.
We have to make it as difficult as we can on someone else getting a hold of our firearm.
The general manager of Shooter's Edge teaches an 8-hour handgun carry permit class.
Don't make it easy on the bad guy.
While he knows not all victims of gun theft are careless, he hopes others take notice.
You went through all of the time to do it legally. You purchased the gun, you're doing the training. Keep the gun safe. Don't put it in the hands of somebody that's going to do something criminal with it. Just doesn't make any sense to me.
It could be any number of things.
Johnson City police data show car burglaries and car gun thefts hit 7-year highs in 2017. Car gun thefts making up almost a third of all stolen guns in the city during that time.
He's just a brother to me.
The same city where Deshaun Greer died. Dylan Favor knows it's not this gun that killed his friend. It's the man who pulled the trigger.
I always say that he should have never even had that gun.
But he's confident this gun didn't belong at this crime scene. His mom, a carry permit holder herself, couldn't help but shake her head when we told her how many other stolen guns police found at different crime scenes.
It's heartbreaking.
Knowing full well Deshaun Greer's case serves as a reminder.
My heart goes out to all the people at King College.
Outside Greer's old basketball court, there's another reminder. An award King University gives out every year to a teammate who shares the same attributes as this former player, a center who had no defense for a stolen gun.
He was a loyal friend who would be there for you. It's really unfortunate to lose somebody as good as he was.
While we collected and organized most of the data for the story ourselves, we also relied on data secured by The Trace, a nonprofit, and the National Broadcasting Company as part of our analysis. That data helped us identify the stolen gun from Kingsport that ended up in California.
Months of work for this report. Nate Morabito, thank you very much. We appreciate it.